Hello friends, welcome to Electronics for You. In this video, I will explain pin diagram and function of each pin for the 8051 microcontroller. Here is the pin diagram for 8051 microcontroller, and if you observe it carefully, you can see here that here it is written that P1.0, P1.1, P1.2, P1.3, etc. This actually indicates it is port 1. This P1 indicates port 1, this P0 indicates port 0, this P3 indicates port 3, and here you can see P2, that is port 2, and that point 1 indicates the port 1's 0th pin, means its port P1.0 indicates port 1 is 0 pin. Here you can see there are total 0 to 7 means total 8 pins for each port. This is port 0, then this is port 2, and the sequence for port 2 is like this. For port 1 it is like this, port 3 it is again like this, and here you can see that for port 0 also it is just like this. Apart from this, you can see here two more pins, VCC and ground, then XTL1 and XTL2. These are some other pins. This is our port 3. RAST pin is again there, and PSEN bar and ALE EA bar. These are some other pins apart from the ports. Here also note that this is the function of another port 3 apart from the input and outputs. Now let's see the pin function first. Here in total there are 32 IO pins. As I have already shown you that these are the ports. Total 4 ports are there and 8 pins are there for each port. Therefore it is 32 IO lines there, and each port can work as input and output. Individually, each port can be accessed bitwise. Apart from port 0, every port, that is port 0, port 2 and port 3, can work as an alternate function, that is dual function. Now let's see the function of these pins. Let's start with this port, that is port 1. Here it is from pin number 1 to pin number 8. Here port 1 is the only port of 8051 which can serve as only input output functions, and it do not have any alternate functions. So port 1 here can work as an input and output. Now next is this one, pin number 9, that is RST. RST stands for reset, and as it indicates reset, upon applying the high pulse, when we apply high pulse over here, it will reset the microcontroller. By saying that we are resetting the microcontroller, it means that we are making its content mostly 0. Here when we apply logic 0 to this pin, program start execution, means program will start from the beginning. When we apply high pulse, it will reset the microcontroller, and reset here means that it will make the content 0 for the most of the content of microcontroller. And for reset, we should apply high input for the at least 2 machine cycle. One machine, here machine cycle is the period taken by any processor to fetch or execute one instruction. Means to execute one instruction, some steps need to be performed, and that step is actually the time period taken by the microcontroller to perform this action is actually called the machine cycle. In 8051, maximum number of clock cycles taken a machine cycle is 12. So here we can say that to reset the microcontroller, at least 24 clock periods should be applied. Now let's talk about the functions of next pins. These are the pin for the port number 3, that is pin 10 to pin 17. Again it is port and therefore it can serve as an input or output. When we apply 1 here, it works as input, and when we apply 0, it will work as an output. Apart from this, port 3 functions as an alternative. Now here you can see the alternative functions. The first is for pin number 10, it is RxD. RxD stands for receive serially. So it is the serial asynchronous communication input, or we can say that it is serial synchronous communication output. Now pin number 11 here works as transmit data, that is it works as a transmitter for the microcontroller 8051. Surely we can say that this RxD and TXD pins combinedly perform the transmission or reception for the serial communication. Now next pin is this switch, that is pin number 12. It is INT 0 bar. Now INT 0 bar indicates the interrupt 0 input. It is external input which should be applied to the microcontroller INT 0. There are two interrupt signals, that is INT 0 and INT 1. So the next one will be INT 1, it is interrupt 1 input. Now next is T0. T0 stands for the timer 0. Actually it is the external pulse to the timer. 8051 has two timers, and it needs the same timer can work as a counter also when we apply external pulse to it. And here this is pin number 14, that is P 3.4, which also serves as a T0, which is input to the counter, and next one will also be the input to the counter to the second counter. It is for timer 0, and it is for, that is pin number 15 is for timer 1. Next pin is WR bar, that is the again active low signal, which is write strobe to the external RAM. When we connect the external memory, it will work as a write pin. Then pin number 70 works as RD bar, which is again active low signal, which is write strobe for the external RAM. In this way, this port 3 functions as an alternative function also. Now let's move to the next pin, that is pin number 18 and pin number 19, that is XTAL2 and XTAL1 respectively. This XTAL pin actually used for the crystal oscillator. On these two pins generally a crystal oscillator is connected. Actually crystal oscillator are there inside the microcontroller 8051, but we need external crystal for the operation for the 8051, and therefore a cord crystal is connected to the inputs of XTAL1 and XTAL2, that is pin number 19 and pin number 18. A cord crystal oscillator also needs two capacitors. Actually here is the circuit for the XTAL1 and XTAL2. You can see here that at XTAL2 and XTAL1 a 30 picofarad capacitor is connected, and this one is the crystal, which mostly for general 8051 it is 12 megahertz, or for different versions it may vary up to 40 megahertz respectively. And if we want to only connect it from the external input source, then in that case only this XTAL1 is used, that is for external oscillator signal. If we don't connect the crystal there, in this case only XTAL1 is used, because XTAL1 is actually input for the microcontroller, where and XTAL2 is not used, that is it is not connected anywhere. So this is the diagram for the connection of the crystal oscillator. Now let's move to the next pin, that is the pin number 20. It is working as a ground for the microcontroller 8051. Next is pin number 21 to 28. You can clearly see here that it is working as a input output port number 2. So port 2 also can work as a input output, but apart from this it functions as you can see, it is having A8, A9, A10 etc. up to A15, which indicates the higher order address lines. A8 to A15s are actually called as higher order address lines. Whenever we connect the external memory to the microcontroller, in that case we require address lines to be connected there. Total 16 address lines are there, and A15 to A8, these are called as the higher byte for the address lines, and here is the function for the higher order address line. Even though we are not using 64 KB memory here, and if we use only 8 address lines for this, generally port 0 is used. In that case also, if we are using port 0 to connect the external memory, again port 2 cannot be used as a input and output. Note this. Now next is pin number 29, which works as a PSEN bar, which stands for program store enable. Here the function of PSEN bar: if external ROM is used for storing program, then logic 0 appears on it every time on the microcontroller reads the byte from the memory. It is only used whenever the external ROM is connected. Note here that whenever ROM is used, external ROM memory, which indicates that program, here P stands for program stored enable. Actually program memory is nothing but the ROM, and PSEN bar is used for this. Now pin number 32 to 39, which is this one. Here I have skipped this function, that is ALE bar. Note again, it is working as a input output port because it is port. Apart from this, it works as a lower order address output. As we have already seen that port 2 acts as a higher order address line. Now in this case, A0 to A7 indicates that the port 0 operates as a lower order address lines. Apart from this, you can see here that it is AD. Here D stands for data output. So 8051 is having 8-bit address line, 8-bit data lines, and the function for data lines will also be from the port 0. Now the question will arise, as port 0 works as a address lines as well as data lines, how it can be separated from for a microcontroller to distinguish between data lines and address line? The answer is the next pin, that is actually pin number 30, which is nothing but ALE. ALE stands for address latch enable. Here this pin separates the address lines and data lines. Whenever it is using as a address lines, it give the high signal to the microcontroller for that particular period. Once address is locked, means once address is fixed, there is no work for the address lines, and then later on again it becomes low and it works as a data lines. Thus ALE pin used to separate the address lines and data lines of port 0. Here port 0 configured as a address output when ALE pin is driven high, and when it is low it works as a data output. Now port number this pin number 40 is actually used as a VCC, whereas the this pin, that is EA bar, is actually the external access pin, which is used for accessing the external memory. Whenever input as well as means internal ROM or external ROM is used, in that case EA bar is actually kept low. Otherwise, if external memory is not connected, then it should be connected to VCC. So these are the functions for 8051 microcontroller. Friends, if you like this video, give a thumbs up and share with your friends. Thank you.